Namaste Lakesh and Imhotep. Today on Tarot TV, I wanted to discuss the 9th card in this series entitled Tarot, the Origins of Egypt and Kemet. Or Kemet, Egypt, because Kemet, or Chem, is the original name for Egypt, from where we derived the word alchemy. It was known as the city of magi, or magicians. For today's card, I want to discuss the Strength card and the two lionesses that embody the energy of the Strength card. Now, the Strength card is known as the 8th major arcana card. It represents the infinite wisdom of Ra, and also it represents the two forces of chaos and unity, forever bound in an eternal loop of endlessness. And these two goddesses who symbolize the energy of the Strength card, Sekmet and Baset, or Sekmet and Baset reversed. So who is Sekmet? Who is Baset, or Bast, her original Metuneter name? Bast was the god of music, dance, passion, peace, serenity, protection. Sekmet was the opposite. She was more like a vengeful spirit. She did serve as a protective aspect, but her bloodlust and rage and violence associated her more with like a goddess of destruction, much like Kali, how Durga is wrathful enough, but then, when she transforms into Kali, you better run because the universe is about to be destroyed again. Similarly, it's the same way with these two goddesses. So Sekmet, or Bast, is actually the daughter of Amun-Ra, and she serves the nation. She serves the people. She's the goddess of vibration. How do we know? This in her hand is called a sistrum. A sistrum is a tuning fork. It's a device that moves energy. And so it was even said that the pyramids were moved by sistrums, ancient Egyptian or Kemetic technologies. So one day, Ra, the sun god, wanted to punish the earth. He wanted to punish humanity because he felt that they were turning against the gods. Much like the Old Testament, the god Yahweh, when he was mad at his Israelites, he would open up the ground, make them get bitten by snakes whenever they disobeyed. Same story applies here. One day, Ra gives his solar disk, his Aten, to his daughter, and he says, go punish humanity. And she begins to devour hundreds of thousands of people. She couldn't even determine between friend and foe, which humans were actually disobedient, which humans were loyal. So the gods, they couldn't contain her. The other gods like Jehuti, Thoth, and Isis, and Osiris, and Set, the god of chaos, couldn't even stop her because she bore the sun disk of the great father, the central sun. And so the gods devised the plan. They took mead and grape, wheat and barley, and they churned them together, producing this red substance today we know as wine, right? And beer. So they gave her beer and wine. They got her drunk. It was like the martini of her day. The Bloody Mary, right? Probably the origin of that drink. So when she drank this, she became drunk. She became docile. She became manageable, controlled even. And Ra was able to remove the Aten, or the sun disk, from her head, and she reverted back to Baset, the goddess of protection. Okay? So when you're looking at the Strength card, you see these two figures. This would symbolize her more docile form, Bas. This would be Sekmet. It's always about controlling the instinctual, the animal nature. It's the battle between the animal and the angel. When you pull the Strength card, you're literally extracting the force, the power of Sekmet and Baset. Cats were so sacred to the Egyptians because they respected them. They did not want to get the scourge of Amun-Ra again, and so they mummified cats. They even deified them. You can look all throughout the museums, all throughout history, you will see mummified cats. They were viewed as equally as important to humans. As a matter of fact, they served as guardians of the afterlife. So that's my take on the Strength card. When you see this card, it's about tapping into your animalistic nature, your natural self. Fighting with the polarity, the monster, and the enlightened self. You know, sometimes it's about going against who you are. It's about channeling and quelling that internal rage, that eternal rage that exists within all of us. Aleister Crowley renamed the card Lust because he believed that anyone was passionate or lustful or desirable about anything, it would suddenly imbue them with this limitless strength. And so this is why it was renamed Lust. So that's my take on the strength card, the goddess Sekmet and Bast. Those of you born under the 8th day have the energy of this Kemetic goddess within you. Peace, love, and blessings. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the Hermit card, card number 10.